That's good. Yay! Figured it out. Okay. All right, I'm going to tip this down a little bit more because I'm working on the floor today, in case you didn't know that. Let's do that for now. And then see what happens. As I paint and if I go up higher, I'll just move it higher. All right. So I need to make sure my picture is pulled up here. Sorry, my mic is behind me. Move it this way. And then we're going to put this to its own picture. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're going to see if anyone joins. I'm going to post on my Instagram right now, live. Let's see if we can get some more people. Dun, 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 dun. Whoop. There we go. Painting live right now. Link in bio. Just make sure, we've got that covered. And real quick. Hold on. Share. Copy. I realized with my other, here we go, account, I didn't put it in there. There we go. Awesome. Hey guys, thanks for joining. I'm just posting real quick on my Instagram because there we go. Perfect. Thanks for joining. My mic's back here, so when I'm painting, you can hear me. I wanted to give a quick sort of show and tell of this painting here. I worked on it kind of mostly I think I started it last weekend. And obviously it's at, it's rough stages right now. But I was kind of working background to foreground. So everything that was kind of farther away, but more of it showing is what I was doing first. And I'm working forward. So what I'll probably do today is maybe work up here a little bit is what I'm feeling. And kind of moving out from here. I did a lot of work on the sort of greenery on the trees. So I'm really happy with it so far. It's so big. I don't actually know how big it is. It's like 36 by, it's like 3 feet by 5 feet or something. So you can see why I'm sitting on the ground to paint today, because it's massive. I think I have one easel that would probably work, and I'm not exactly sure where it is. So here we are on the floor. I like painting on the floor. I actually painted all of this on the floor last weekend. So just a little show and tell before I get painting here. For the last, 2 or 3 live streams, I was working on of 3. Can you see that? Oh, not really. But this series of 3 here. And the thing that these 2 paintings have in common is they have the same, this series of 3 and this one, same exact technique. So orange underpainting, as you can see underneath, and then painting the negative space around that, and positive space on it too. So this one, it's not quite done, but I had to sort of sit on it. It's close. It's really close. So there's that one. And then there's also this one, which I also did for a live stream a few times. Back a little bit farther. This guy. Same thing. Orange up close on that in the background. But yeah, this one's really one of my favorites. So there's that. It's going to go in my bathroom because that's what I made it for. It's like, what can go in my bathroom? So let's get started on this guy. But you can see that I'm on this kick of painting with this style of sort of the orange background and then putting the positive and negative on top of it. So let's jump in. So this is a photograph that I'm using that I took myself while I was in Santa Fe. Whoa. Trying to think how I want to approach this. I think I need to do sky. I've got sky showing in here, but I want to do the sky that I see other places, and then the next layer of trees, which would be this, until we see the actual trees that are closest to us. So we'll try this. Yeah. Phthalo blue, which is a blue-green, and ultramarine blue, which is a blue-purple, I guess you would say. It's nice to have a little bit of both. All right. I should honestly have my computer here because I can't look over my shoulder. I mean, I can. It's just harder work. Whoa. Can we do it? Can we do it? We did it. Yes. Perfect. Okay, so that way I just have to look this way at my computer. And then if you guys have any questions or comments or anything along the way, feel free to put those in the comments of this video. So I'd love to interact with you. So, or if you're working on something right now at home or on your own time, like let me know what it is. I'd love to hear that. Okay, so, well, it's very hard to work from a photo. And actually, because the dimensions of this are taller and skinnier, I actually kind of squished the picture a little bit. I brought this tree in farther than where it's supposed to be in the picture. But, you know, no one has to know except you guys. Okay. So the sky pictures here, or sky color, sorry. It's a little later than normal that I'd be live streaming. So if I'm like slurring, it's because I'm tired. It's bedtime. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we've got this nice big branch here. We've got this little branch here. There's blue right in here. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. You have to do what Bob Ross says and actually, you know, put sound effects with your painting. Okay, it's pretty light blue. I want it to be fairly light blue because it's not super, super, super blue showing through there. Okay, then I'm just going to kind of go around, and wherever I see that color, I'm going to stick it in there. helps that I put the tree in, because it's like, oh yeah, this little crease has a little thing here. This has some there. There's a little bit up in here. Sky peeking through. There's kind of a mix of things in here, so I might just put a little bit more than I think, because I can always put the darker green around it. And because that orange is so thick, I do have to sometimes go back in and put another layer, because acrylic always dries a little darker than you think. So, okay, then I'm afraid I'm not seeing this whole picture. Am I seeing this whole picture? Yeah. Okay, there's this opening here that you see is like all blue. Dun, 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 dun. Oops, I kind of made my blue too dark. I was like mixing more, and it's like, oh, it's not the right color. There we go. Okay. This is gonna come up into here. This kind of I feel like I did the hard work ahead of time, which was figuring out where the branches went. Because now I just have to be like, oh yeah, where's this branch? Oh, there's some sky next to that. You know, it's like I don't have to do the spacing measurement thing so much right now, which is nice. I have a little bit of sky showing in these spots, which I hinted at last time. But there's a few little sparkles. So I got a flu shot on Wednesday. I didn't really used to get the flu shot, but this year I decided to. And actually, last year I did because I was pregnant, and so I was like, well, it might be a good idea. But I normally don't get it, and this time I like totally got the flu effects from it. And it was like the flu on hyperspeed. It really was awful. So it was probably like 12 hours or something of just like pure misery, from like a fever to like chills to like being super hot to being like shaky and stomach was weird, weird stuff like all at once, just like boom, and then it was gone and it was fine. So that was weird. So, you can decide for yourself if you want the flu shot, but that's what happened to me this time. So obviously The flu shot is there to help you as best it can, which isn't necessarily great, but so I guess half of yesterday was like a sick day for me because I was so out of it. But then it just like completely left my body so quickly. It was awesome. Okay, then this branch comes up here, which I don't have that branch really. It's like disappeared. So we're gonna just paint around it as if it's there. Dun, 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 dun. I have not been good about painting the edges on this painting. I'm gonna so regret that later, but you know, when you have a moment of just you gotta paint, and if the edges are keeping you from painting, then don't do them. Okay, just wherever I'm seeing that sky, I need more white though. I went a little too blue with my sky color. Oopsie. There's not like a ton of sky left, so really I'm just gonna go, let's see about this. Again, I'm doing kind of another layer as I see fit going around here, being like, oh yeah, that needs to be darker or brighter, thicker. Okay. Then we just have this little section over here. I gotta work towards it though. So we've got this. I think it's, oh, there's a little bit in here. That continues, and there's gonna be a little bit somewhere in here. I'll just kind of say that it goes here. And then that continues. And I know you can't see that on the screen right now, but I'm going to come back down. But up here, there's quite a bit. And I can always add more of this later. I'm just getting kind of the bigger chunks of it or wherever I see it now. And obviously I'll probably notice more later. It's the beauty of being an artist and observing and having to study your subject matter really well, is that sometimes you don't see things the first time, but you see things when you study them, when you look at them more. Okay, that's going to need to be thicker. Bump, bump, bump. This is a weird looking tree in here. There's a little bit showing back in here, a little bit in here. So this painting technique is really reverse of what you'd normally do. I mean, you can do what you want. It's not like there's rules, but normally you paint the background first, which in this case would be the sky, but I'm not painting the sky first. I painted the trees first, if that makes sense. And then I'm doing the negative space around the trees. So I've got trees and building, and then I built in the trees and the space, and the sky is going in last of the tree shapes here, besides the leaves. So it's really kind of opposite of what you normally do. But I kind of like it. Okay, there's just a little bit up in here, and then I'll stop with the blue, and we're going to go into a lighter green. There's a lot more little specks of blue, but I'm going to put them in later because they're going to actually look cooler, more natural, if I can stick them in later. So there's that so far. I know it doesn't look like much. At least to me, I look at it going, okay, I know what the picture looks like. It's probably weird if you don't know what the picture looks like. But I had 2 pictures in mind for what I wanted to paint. And one of them had mostly a stucco building or house or something with plants and greenery and some trees in the background. But I kept coming back to this one. I was like, I want to do these crazy trees that are covered in vines. Like, I just want to do that. And so I'm like, why not? Why am I stopping myself? I think it's this war in my head of like, what am I going to like and what are people going to like? It's that conflict between the two. And I felt like maybe this one was one that's maybe a little harder for people to understand. So I was like, should I really do this one? And then I was just like, yes, whatever. I want to do it. Okay, so I'm mixing yellow with the blue that I just had on my palette because I want to make green. So there's green, but the green needs to be a little bit more on the warm side. So I'm going to get out my handy dandy red. I like to have all my primaries out and ready because I like to make neutrals. And to make neutrals, you mix all of your primaries together in a certain percentage. Yes, this is the right color. So then if I come to this tree, there's this greenery in the background that looks like that color. Wow. Worked out. It's a little lighter in spots, but I'm going to just start with this. There's some green in here. And my goal with this style is to be painterly with it and let the orange show through in the background. I don't need to be all stickler about, oh my gosh, you gotta cover all the white or all the background orange. No, the point is to let it sparkle through, let it show in spots. You won't see it from a distance, but up close you do, and it's kind of fun. I'm already out of paint, folks. Here we go again. It's good practice for mixing the color again, let me tell you. And I'm a stickler with my paint. I like to save as much paint as possible. I don't know why. I guess maybe because it costs money. You know? Yes, I use paint all the time, and it shouldn't be a big deal. Business expense, right? No, I like to save paint if possible. I hate throwing away a whole palette full of paint. Thanks, Audrey. Let it sparkle through. Yes, that is what I said. I think there was an artist that I followed that used that term. I don't remember who. Like when you put a little like brush stroke of red or something in a certain spot, it's like, oh, it's like a little sparkle. So I've picked that up because I'm like, that's exactly what it's like. Audrey, who just commented, is an artist, and she does live videos too. She's doing like a Halloween theme. I don't remember what you call it, but Halloween theme art every week this month, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Audrey, or even post more information if you would like. But yeah, she does cool stuff. And she recently moved, so she's not close by anymore. Okay, I'm just plopping some of this in here. Plopping. It's not really plopping, I guess. Just putting a little bit here and there. Bum, bum, bum. The color gets really weird, but like it's really kind of brownish warm in here. But I'm just kind of just starting with the light stuff because I don't know what I'm doing. You have to work a section at a time. I'm working with just the light stuff first. So there's that. There's this. What is this here? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is that. I'm definitely not seeing this whole picture, so I'm going to stretch this out just a little bit. Aha. Yes. I have to not be so, I get a little too caught up in the photo, and I just need to kind of let it happen. So I need to decide when to just like, whatever, keep going. Don't worry about the photo if it looks like the photo, because it's not gonna, no matter how hard I try. Okay, so there's that. There's a little bit of greenery up in here. And this gets kind of light green in spots like right here. Yes, Audrey, Drawloween. Is that how you say that? Yeah. Oh, daily spooky art prompts. You do the live, yeah, every Sunday. Got it. Yeah, that's cool. So awesome, awesome. Okay, now see back in here, like this didn't end up getting quite the right color, and maybe because it dried differently, because acrylic does that. But if I come in back in here, it needs to be even more orangey looking. And like this should be like a, yeah, like that color. I'm letting the orange show through more because it obviously kind of becomes that color, but basically there's like this color back in here. You might not be able to tell the difference, but it looks kind of cool. And then this gets really kind of light and pasty up in here because the light is like shining through. And then, yeah, I'm noticing now because I must not have been in the right lighting. And so this needs to be, yeah, warmer. You see that warmth there? Because when we were in Santa Fe, the colors were changing ever so slightly. And so these green trees, which are probably like spring green, you know, in spring and summer, are now turning a little bit more brown and orange. And so this should really be that color. Dun, 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 dun. Sparkle, 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 sparkle. Yeah, I'm like noticing the color is just weird, man. I don't know what I was doing. I was probably painting too fast. But again, I don't need to focus on the picture so much, but I am liking the warmth of that a little bit more. This is right over here. Okay, so I did that little section there. Oh, Sorry, I zoomed up way too much. And then way up here, this is interesting. This is that branch. So we've got this in here that then just kind of like, this has some light green next to it. Gotta make a little bit of that greenish color. A little bit more. Okay, well, that works too. I think we got it. I think we got it. This will come up in here and fill some of this on the edges. It's going to be interesting because it gets really kind of, it's not as defined up in here, the different branches and leaves and stuff. So it'll be interesting to kind of depict that. Let's just see how this works though. It's kind of just like green all in here. This is that space. Yes, it's just like green. Green, 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 green. Use all that's on the brush. There's dark green in there too, but I'm just focusing on the light green because that's the farthest away, in my opinion, or what I can see. Audrey says that you haven't seen this kind of warm background technique before. Before watching my videos. I did not come up with it. Let me just tell you that. It's actually, I think I mentioned it a few live streams ago. I kind of learned it from a pastel class I was taking. We did plein air painting with soft pastel. So we would go out and you'd take your paper, your sanded down paper, whatever it was, gessoed paper, and you would put down, because since you were doing nature and sky and trees, you'd take an opposite color, like a red or an orange, and you would just like cover your whole page with the pastel of the opposite color. And then you take a little bit of rubbing alcohol or something and actually turn it into a paint, break down the binders, I guess, you break down the pigment of the soft pastel and you rub it around and just paint your whole picture with the warm color. It dries like almost instantly. And then you go in and you do like the sky, the bright blue and the light greens and everything on there. And it just like was so cool because you'd still see the little bit of orange or red of the background. You could do like a magenta, whatever color you wanted to that was warmer. And I just love that. And so I've done it off and on since then. That was like, I don't know, that was probably 10 plus years ago or something. But I took that technique and I've done it in oil before. I've done it obviously in acrylic and pastel. You can't really do it in colored pencil or watercolor because you can't layer with those mediums. But yeah, it's really fun. You should give it a try. I've really liked it. It's just, I love bright colors in general. It's not everyone's thing, but I definitely like bright, bright, bright colors. And this just kind of lets me play with bright colors, but not let it be like too intense because I cover most of it up. It looks a little intense now, but it gets covered up and it can look realistic in many ways, even if that orange is showing through. Because you don't see it necessarily from a distance. Like right now, I don't know if you see much of the orange in here. It's mostly covered up. But you look up close and you can see the little pieces. So it's definitely a fun technique. Okay, I'm just kind of, oh, this top part, I know you can't see that, but we're gonna fill it in while we are here because that is wise. I love when I can just be kind of like rough with it. Because then there's not too much thinking involved. Yes, thanks, Audrey. That it is super fun. Super fun technique, and I like the way it looks when it's done. Okay, I'm not really sure. Oh, it's kind of okay. Let's continue with this color because there's a little bit more on the other side. Not as much, but enough. Oops. Yeah, okay. So over in here, there's a little bit of that lighter green. And that kind of peeks out in a few spots here. Actually, this whole section in here has a lot of that light green. So we're going to come in, put one of that down. And that comes all the way over to here. See, again, my hard work was done. I know kind of where to bring things because I put all my darks in last weekend. Oh yeah, then I get some green down in here. So you can see that like off in the distance. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, a little bit too green, too green. Oh, it's way too green. Yellow and red. Do I even see? Oh yeah, there is some over here. Wasn't sure with my proportions of this painting. I kind of didn't copy it the same, so just putting a little bit in here. And up against this tree. What is this? It's there. It's there. Just putting this all kind of around it. Oh yeah. I was like, there's a building back here somewhere. I don't want to cover that up. Down in here. So we'll just make sure we stop that green right in there. Bum, 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 bum. This in here is pretty dark, so there's maybe a few little pieces, but I'm not gonna do much in there. This has a little bit. Then there's really not much. A little bit here. can add that in later, but I'm liking this. I'm filling in some of the orange in here, which is kind of nice. Get rid of the majority of the orange. Okay, so now I'm really not liking, this color over in here. Let's see if we can fix it. This isn't right. Yeah, that's better. It still could be pastier and warmer. Yeah, like this. A little bit of the green is okay, but this is going to be much better. And it's going to cover my orange background even stronger, which is great. And this up in here. Thanks for watching, guys. We got 4 people watching. Thank you, thank you. Is anyone working on anything? Let me know in the comments. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, basically this back in here, I still keep coming back to fix this because it's not quite right. And I think it's because as I add more colors in, my eye's actually seeing it and going, oh yeah, it's not really right. The color interaction that happens is showing me that it needs to be fixed, which is fine. That's kind of the process here. But it's amazing how off it is. Ooh, I like that. It's got kind of a misty feel, kind of brushing over. Yes, yes, yes. I like it. I like it. Because these are farther away. These trees are really far away. I want it to have a blurry. Yes, I was having trouble with that last time. Okay. Oh, there's a little bit here, and then I'm going to move to a darker green. Okay. It's good. Yeah, like I said, there's not much up here. Sorry, hold on. This needs to be a little bit lighter. I do squint a lot when I paint because that helps me to. It basically does the same thing as like stepping farther away. It just blurs things enough as if you're farther away from it. So that is what I do constantly, especially with trees. It's very helpful because you start to like see shapes and you're like, oh no, that looks like something. You gotta get rid of it or whatever. So it's helpful to. Oh, Alice! Thanks for watching. I miss teaching your kids. Yeah, I forgot. I'm not seeing them this semester. Well, thanks for watching. Hopefully I have lots of YouTube content that they can watch. And hopefully we'll see them around in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. I am painting this Santa Fe scene that I've been wanting to since I took the photo in Santa Fe, which is like 2-3 weeks or something. So I'm going to a darker green now to fill in a lot of these other spaces. So the orange will start to disappear, and hopefully you'll start to see from a distance what this looks like. It's still quite messy. I'm going to have to be a little bit creative with how certain parts of the tree stand out from other parts because the photo doesn't do that very well. It gets everything evenly. So we're going to give this a try. But we got 7 people watching. Yes. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I am just in progress here on this guy. Well, let's see what I can make here with this blue. 2 blues, a little bit of white, a little bit of yellow, and then we want to go in with the red because it's really kind of a muted green. It's not like green. It's like gray green, brown green. That's actually not quite there. More yellow, more red to make it more orangey. More red, more yellow. Oh, that's closer. That's closer. It's still, I think it's a little dark. Let's try it. It's not bad, actually. I'm going to put a little white in it just to keep it lighter. I'm so glad I'm not the only one that squints. Audrey, thanks for admitting that you also do that. Yes, it does really help with not getting stuck in the details, for sure, for sure. That's another reason for that. But I like tell my students, like, you gotta squint, and they probably think I'm insane. But it really does help once you understand what you're looking for is helpful. So once that clicks, then it's like, oh yeah, squint all the time. And I could be stepping away more also from my work, but I get lazy. Well, and obviously now it's a little hard because I'm sitting on the floor. I have to like stand up, walk away to see it from a distance. Okay. And we're going to come in here. Oh yeah, there we go. It still needs to be a little more red. It's a very difficult color. And again, color interaction there we go. When it's on the canvas next to other colors, it's going to look different than what it looks like on your palette or what you think you just made. Happens all the time. All the time. Okay, I got to keep the same style. I'm kind of following the texture of this tree here, but it can basically be very painterly. And it covers over this branch, and then it covers over this branch, and it goes over here, and it kind of hangs down into this spot here. And then over here. Kind of like that. This is when I made my sky shapes a little thicker so that I can overlap into them. Same with the light green. I can kind of overlap into some of that. And over in here a little bit. Across this thing. Yeah. Liking it. Really liking it. This comes in here. There's a little bit of this similar color in the background in here. Ooh. More yellow. It's kind of it breaks up that lighter stuff. Yep, that looks about right. Now we're in here, same thing. A little bit down in here. Oh, Alice, yeah, your kids go to a different program. Yes, there's a lot of great programs out there. I've taught at quite a few here in Colorado myself, so not right now because of baby, but okay, there's a little bit of that coming over this way. Okay, this is going to go up here a little bit more. Let's see, there's a little bit on the edge. I don't know exactly. Okay. Oh, okay. This kind of goes over. Kind of like that. Got some weird brush strokes happening. Little lines. Don't like it. Get rid of it. Okay. This is interesting because this is a lot of the dark greenery that I already put from earlier. But then there's like, let's see, this color kind of on the edge of that. That's actually green. Because this color is sort of it's kind of navy blue is what I made it. Not black or not really dark green. It's kind of just a blue color. And so the edges of that are more green because it's actually, leaves. And so if I come in and make that green, mm-hmm. Yep. So this is really coming together right here. Looks like trees. A little bit of darker spots in here that'll probably have to amp up even more later. But we get the gist of it now. Ooh, way too much of that. Okay. This tree isn't really done down here with the vines. Yeah. To make sure I was going to the right spot. this, what is this? This should be a part of this tree, so it needs to be a little bit darker, a little bit more intentional. And that's what bleeds over into this spot a little bit with sort of this dark green. Right up here. Oh man, we've done this for an hour. Time flies when you're having fun. Okay. It's coming. Yeah, so like that right there is part of this tree. So that's why it needs to be dark like that. It honestly will have even darker spots probably, but I'm working with what I have right now, what I can see right now. We'll worry about the rest later. It's a little bit more sky that should kind of show up in there a little bit. This part here gets actually very confusing, so I'm going to skip it and come over to here. Actually, I want to go over here because I can and I want to. Okay, now it gets dark blue green kind of a color. Yeah, it's a little more like that. And that kind of shows up to cover most of this orange in here, except for the little sparkles of the sky coming through. It's mostly dark. Yeah. Oh, that's way over here. So all of this is really dark. That makes it easy. I need more red though, because it's looking too green. If something looks too green, you add the complement of red. If something looks too blue, you add a complement of orange. If something looks too purple, add a bit of yellow to it. Looks too yellow, add a little purple. You get the idea. If you add the opposite, you can kind of balance it out. When an art teacher explained that to me, I was like, oh my gosh, that makes sense. Because I knew how like compliments worked, but then as soon as someone said it that way, of like, oh, if a certain color is like too much of one color, just add in a little bit of the complement until it doesn't look too much like that color. I was like, that's so brilliant. Makes sense. Okay, so before I forget, which I'll have to hop off here soon, but before I forget, this is live stream 48, I think is what it said. What I said, 48. So that means that we are coming up on having done a live stream every week for a year. So let me do the math here. So 28 or 48, sorry, 48. So the week of November, the 1st of November, will be, yeah. So that first week in November is when I'm going to be doing a live stream, my 50-second live stream, and I will be doing a giveaway. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so that you can get notified of that. But I'll be giving away probably art that I make on the live stream, during the live stream. And then one of the recent books I read, which is really good for creative people, I'll probably give away a copy or two of that. Just some things to kind of celebrate the fact that I've done a live stream every week for a year, 52 weeks. So mark your calendars for that week. I haven't quite decided on which day to do a live stream. Give me some feedback though. If you have joined my live streams before, which of the days and times worked best for you? Obviously today is a Friday night. Does that work really good for you versus a Wednesday night versus Friday morning versus, a Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening? Give me your opinion. If you're here still, I would love to know what works best for you, because it gives me a better idea of how to schedule, especially that specific live stream, for you guys to watch and be able to participate. I know everyone's schedule is different, but don't be afraid. You can tell me what day and time of the week works better for you personally, and then I can figure it out for myself. Let's see. Okay. Comes up in here. This comes up in here. Yeah, great, Audrey. Thank you. I'm not a morning person. Well, I like the mornings, but I can't get up. So I don't know if that makes me a morning person or not, but I feel you. So weeknights are generally best for, yeah. Okay, great. Good to know. Those generally work the best for me if we're talking evenings. So there you go. Okay, well, I'm probably getting close to calling this a day because I am getting tired. And when I get tired, I get sloppy. And I don't want to be sloppy with this painting, so for you artists out there, I did just post a video today of how to put on your own art show. Just some of my personal tips and tricks from doing some shows over the years. It is only part 1 of a series of 3 videos. So if you're interested, you can go check that out. Give it a like, help boost the video. to more viewers if we get some more views on it from people that watch my stuff. So, but yeah, I'm really excited about the series. It's a really fun topic to talk about, how to put on your own art show. So if that interests you, or if you like that idea of know someone who wants to put on their own art show in some capacity someday, somehow, then you can check out that video. Okay. I'm liking it. It definitely needs work, and it's obviously not done. In case you thought it was done, I thought I'd just tell you that. Just so you don't assume it's done. All right. Well, thanks, Audrey, for joining. Yes, it's really fun. It's fun to have interaction. Sometimes I sit here and paint and no one hops on, or there's like one or two people and no one says anything, and that's fine too. But it's fun to have a little interaction. So thanks for commenting and asking questions and all that stuff. So it makes it fun for me too. So thanks for watching. I will keep you guys posted on my 50-second live stream coming up in just like 3-4 weeks. So stay tuned for that. I'm really excited. I'll have to do some other things to plan to get it hyped up. So yeah. All right, guys, I will stop there for today. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, restful, relaxing weekend in this beautiful October season. And we will see you next time. Bye.